Aw, I only got to see the end of it. Darn it.
Rip. Alright, let's get started.
Indeed. Not my name! Not my real name. That's so funny.
Well, technically it's not your real name.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Frank.
You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world, peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. Or you can wake up now. Now! Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in.
I smacked that clock up and at him.
Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Your mind begins to wonder. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by and you find your imagination getting away from you.
I'll allow myself to daydream a bit, thinking about the
Darn
future.
tootin'. Darn tootin'.
It's
Darn
here.
tootin'.
Finally.
Darn tootin'. Darn tootin'.
Your first
Duck,
day
you're
of
not
culinary
muted.
You're not muted.
Oh shit. Sorry. I don't know how that
Darn
happened. Sorry.
tootin'. So many dishes to prepare, so many students to meet. Your mind is swimming with possibilities when you realize you're running late. You grab a biscuit and bust out the door in a hurry. Mmm, delicious. Just what you needed to wake up them taste buds. Yikes! You're in such a hurry, in fact, you forgot to put on any deodorant before running out the door. You're sweating buckets as you rush to arrive on time. Uh-oh. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you ever met, and you absolutely love her for it.
Good morning, Kyle. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives?
Actually,
Because I sure am excited. A little nervous. Okay, a lot.
what's the...
It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but, well, when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail?
Classic Miriam. Raised by Master Chef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard.
Ever since we were little babies playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great.
With University of Cooking School Academy for Learning's famous 3-day only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up.
A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Should ya pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief?
I'll change the Yeah, I'll change the subject.
It's hard to see Miriam like this, and frankly, quite exhausting. Rather than dwell on her anxiety, you try to change the subject to something more interesting. All summer, you've been hearing rumors about a dreamy, enigmatic mystery student who is enrolled at this here school.
Yeah, that's a little worrisome, but you'll be fine. Now, what about this mystery student we read about on the school message board? Any new deets?
Aha! Oh, get this. I heard. And it's Arlen, and he's no ordinary student. he has powers. He's had them ever since he was born. Egg!
An egg? Like a chicken? Don't be ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
But that thing about having powers, it would line up with some of the other rumors I've heard. Like, I heard he once fought a bear with just his smile.
You both sigh, thinking about a student so handsome that the laws of physics don't dare apply to him. Dreaming. Before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom-engraved measuring spoons out your hands and onto the ground.
Hey!
It's Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it.
Hello, Ashley.
Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins.
You leave Kyle shins alone. They are perfectly normal shins.
Ugh, you can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone.
If anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us.
We're not going to let you or your really weird insults get to us.
Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man, has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight, you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rocking glutes.
Van?
Rang.
You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious.
I can't believe that University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students.
I know, right? You'd think they just hand us our diplomas now.
Or maybe hire us on as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us.
With the first day of school about to start, there's just not time to properly tell these two off. So I say you resist the urge.
Let's go, Miriam.
See you later, losers.
As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it.
Oopsie. I think it's broken.
Oh, bless his heart. You reach forward and easily pull the door open.
That should do the trick.
I love you.
I think you mean thank you?
My name is Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old.
Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down.
Hi, Pop. I'm Kyle. So, are you going to make me hold this door all day?
No.
And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you.
Aww. Is it just me, or is he kind of cute?
I think it's just you.
You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at a podium at the front of class. Adorable.
Now, quiet down, everyone.
Who is this unreasonably cute pup and why is he in our culinary class?
You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL.
Please, call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and a little fluffy, but I still demand respect. RCSEPCCT, respect! Woof!
What? A cute dog is a professor? This is the best school ever. I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all them nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom.
Brr, I'm chilly. Someone close the window.
And then he walks in. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still.
It's him! It's...
Well, it isn't my favorite student, Harland.
Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles, Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence.
Please, call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders.
A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisles of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone's looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong.
And this over here must be Sweaty Sweats a lot.
Maybe we should open that window back up before faucet pits melt into the puddle and evaporates entirely.
You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is with all your really weird insults?
Colonel Sanders, beautiful angel that he is, stands before you, smiling gently, his hand outstretched.
Boy, howdy. This classroom gets hotter than a Kentucky fryer. Please, use my handkerchief.
You freeze up. Colonel Sanders is talking to you. Wait, Colonel Sanders is talking to you? About how sweaty you look? Oh, completely mortified. This can't be your first interaction. What if he never forgets this moment? How will you respond?
Oh, I'm taking that handkerchief.
You stretch out your hand and Colonel Sanders places a fine silk handkerchief in it. It's so beautiful, you hesitate to press it to your face, but when you do, the feeling is transcendent. It has his natural scent on it. It smells of the most delicious chicken you've ever smelled.
He naturally smells like chicken.
Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules.
Welcome to University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears, there will be blood. I better not find them in your food. There may even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sparks and compete in the broom cooking arena.
Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's arousing speech.
Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss.
Quiet! Wait just a doggone minute now. Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue? You are the fast track out of here, boy. And are you sure you're even in the right place?
Don't you recognize me? This is my third year in this school with you as my teacher.
Everyone stares at him blankly.
Does no one remember me?
You are expelled if you utter one more word before I finish! Now let that be a lesson to you students, that tardiness is unacceptable! Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny little wheels.
You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referencing, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. Class bursts into laughter.
Oh, Clank, you rascal.
Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose into the air and takes a deep sniff.
Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself.
Never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket. But what kind?
Well, Jesus. Sorry. It's gotta be a chicken snack, right? Only the best meat.
You reach beneath your apron and return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkles' eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite.
Well. I think there might be some competition for new star student.
The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hands slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. You see, the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay no mind to them. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times.
Now, settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds opened to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation.
As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only two options remain.
Hey, Kyle, there's still a seat here.
It seems no one has claimed this seat next to me, if you're interested.
Two good options, but which will you choose?
Oh, I'm interested, all right. I'm definitely sitting by Colonel Sanders.
Traitor!
He's hot. I'm sorry.
You move to take your seat by Colonel Sanders. It appears he brought no books, pens, or pencils. However, his perfect upright posture shows off a seriousness that makes you confident in his desire to learn.
Thanks for offering me this seat.
I've only had 2 rules. Do all you can, and do it the best you can. It's the only way you ever get that feeling of accomplishing something.
That's so inspiring.
A little off topic if you ask me, but okay. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement.
Think fast! It's time for a pop quiz!
Yay! A quiz about me?
This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you are ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking?
Extremely important. I'm looking at you, Pop.
That's right! Forest is the tree, as chicken is too.
It's not night vision goggles. Feather?
That's right.
Oh, let's go.
What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created?
That is a God-given spork. I know that one.
You know it.
What food is best for a broken heart?
No, not that one. I'm not choosing that one. I'm laughing. Anything as long as it is prepared with love and not too much salt.
You know it.
Is Sprinkles a good boy?
He's a talking dog that teaches at culinary school. He is the best boy.
You know it. Your total score is... Wow. Be honest, did you cheat? You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed.
I know we just met, but I have to confess. I think you have a beautiful brain.
Hot diggity dog, Kyle. You just scored some major Colonel Sanders points with that performance.
May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch!
Woo-wee! The cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through that room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters.
You smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good.
Everyone, can I have your attention?
Is it about lunch?
No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, I was...
Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement.
Hey, I was...
It's about lunch.
Everyone cheers.
But I...
Shh! Quiet! Lunch, lunch, lunch!
She said shh.
In honor of the new semester, I've prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch.
Aha! That must be the smell I smelled!
Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You heard he's very talented, but were the rumors true?
Is this
Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket over his head, its contents glimmer in the light. Piled high, are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you, and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken. What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble as if to say, stop thinking and start eating.
For years, I've been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors.
You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can.
But that's all I'll say about that.
What? You think we want your stupid recipe, dude? Nah, my dude, nah. I'm just, drafting a last will and testing it in case, one of those ingredients, is, poison. Got it.
He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what zinger Ashley is prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach.
Yeah, and I was just like, writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender.
You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he's destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself.
Oh, please.
Well, Van the man, if you don't want any.
I'll take his.
Whoa, hold on. I mean, I guess I'll try it.
He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed.
Easy now, there's enough for everybody. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in.
You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. I do declare, tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly.
I'm gonna try to focus my mind and meditate on this moment, trying to identify every flavor.
You let the food rest in your mouth and focus on it, scrutinizing every flavor.
Salt? Maybe. Pepper? Too obvious. Oregano? Basil? Maybe, but there's something else.
Something dark, something spicy. You dig deeper, deeper, deeper. Yes, even deeper still, until you find it.
Could it be... He did it! How bold! How adventurous to use...
You try to go even deeper into the sea of flavors, but this revelation alone is more than you can handle. You snap out of it and realize that this information was meant to remain a secret, and yet, now you know. A mantle of responsibility now rests upon your shoulders. As you look around, you realize that everyone in the room is consumed by the lunch. No one noticed that you've traveled through space and time. After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. The Colonel smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he is doing and allows you to break the silence.
Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second.
Anything for a fella chef.
What exactly was on that chicken?
How bold to come out and ask. It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal.
It's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own that I'd be willing to trade.
It's a rush. Semester's only getting started. We've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other.
He's clearly not gonna give it up easy, but it don't hurt to be persistent.
You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun?
Aw.
You've got moxie, I'll give you that.
Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers.
Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use... It's something my great-grandmother taught me.
Wow. You'd never have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. And definitely isn't the flavor you tasted before, so now you're 2 ingredients closer to knowing the full recipe. But you don't tell Colonel Sanders that. While you're wrapped up in that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone is still in the cafeteria, you decide to go look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad.
Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue on after I've graduated.
It sounds like you have big plans.
I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world, you can bet on that.
Alone together for the first time, you figure now's the perfect moment to show your personality to him.
I'll be modest, but thoughtful. Well, I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your food.
Now you got his attention.
The flavors were complex, but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery, it was perfect.
I appreciate the compliment, Kyle.
I'm sure you'll be a big success.
I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon.
You step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need.
Look at this place. It's magnificent. And we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. We have to show our stuff. What if I totally blow it?
You're not going to blow anything. Except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're going to earn with your signature adorable tiny food creations.
Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off.
Naturally, Miriam looks over at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders.
Saw that coming.
Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two, that is. Me and you, if that wasn't clear. Want to be my partner?
Aw. Sure, guy. I'll prepare our station.
Ooh, girl.
Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. Two different students quickly take notice.
Hello, new partner.
Oh my, two potential partners. I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose.
It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner?
Want you to pick. You already left me.
You cannot partner with that child. Go with the robot, please.
Hey!
Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today.
It's okay. I already ate.
It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth.
Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet.
Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him.
Issue? I hardly know you.
Clank judders and a panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection.
Looks like you two will be fine.
Now, it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork.
All right, you two. For today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes 2 flints to make a fire. Yeah, you get the idea.
Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders?
I have a feeling Colonel Sanders will love my grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes?
And gravy?
I couldn't imagine one without the other.
Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away.
I'll go get the potatoes.
No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine.
Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders?
We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business.
Sanders' heart is my business, and you better keep your fingers off my man.
Did someone call for me?
Ugh, no, jeez, Van. Well, I'm over here crushing Kyle's dreams. You're supposed to be taking care of classwork. That was the deal, remember?
Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old, friends?
Oh, howdy there, Ashley. Van. I'll be working in a quartet instead of a duet now.
Oh, actually, no. It looked like Kyle was struggling, so we offered to give him a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of motion.
I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Doubt it.
Don't be rude, Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken is quite spectacular. But Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel, deep down, that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together, like a thigh and a drumstick. It just makes sense.
Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. He's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly.
Miriam. Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks, I need you in my time of need. I'm here to learn and express myself via my that cuisine, not bicker with prima donnas. Partners were chosen at the beginning of the class, so let's all respect the format, okay?
You turn to Colonel Sanders to confirm that you're on the same page.
I chose Colonel Sanders, and Colonel Sanders chose me. Isn't that right?
Businessman respects all fair agreements from contracts to handshakes. I took on Kyle as my partner for this activity, and I stand by it. Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither of you has Kyle's natural talent or their loyalty.
Being defended by Colonel Sanders leaves you feeling proud, full of potential. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Don knows cute corgis in that short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that, in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfect creamy mash texture with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well, while your attention was elsewhere.
I know just what to do.
Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. Colonel Sanders holds a spark out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it. But he doesn't immediately let go. Until you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still.
If you love something, set it free.
Together, you dig the utensil into the mashed taters and lift a heaping sporkful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right onto Ashley's stupid, beautiful face.
Van, do something, do something!
Scooping up a fingerful, Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity?
Now hold on right there, Kyle. We do not waste food in the brew cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expected better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands.
Can I has potatoes face?
Van rushes back over, a covered dish in his hand.
Mashed potatoes with gravy. Pathetic. In a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal glazed upon my specialty. Braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce. Plated on my battle axe forward by my supreme chef ancestors.
You've ignored me for too long. This ends now. It is I who will have first bite, and you will all look on with envy.
The interrupted student rushes at Van and swats a bite of his signature dish right off the plate.
No, don't! Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic.
Too late. It has been eaten.
I think I have something in the oven.
You don't feel so good.
It killed him!
Everyone step back! Don't take another bite!
When you look back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slipped up in Pop's mouth. Pop, Bob, either one winces in pain for just a moment, then is almost immediately back to his oblivious self.
Oopsie. It tastes like poison.
The entire class has gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They are as motionless as statues. And the class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kinds.
I'm not sure the professors here make enough money.
Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here.
Being that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home.
What? Like, for real? Oh, come on.
You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly.
Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on.
Before you go on,
Sorry.
Before you go on, I want you to know They're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them.
They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me of why I became so passionate about food to begin with.
Colonel Sanders getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him.
Colonel Sanders?
Yes, Kyle?
There's something I need to tell you.
Oh my, hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first.
Oh, jeez.
You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would become the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I have been working hard towards that dream, day and night, never stopping, never resisting, also lifting a lot of weights. Oof. Like so many.
We should follow our dreams with all our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star.
Hey, no, you? Shut up! I'm just here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story.
Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy?
You can't prove that.
I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name?
Somewhere in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh.
Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero.
Spook Monster's here to fight a hero!
I think I left something in the door open. Later, nerds.
How dare you threaten me as I was letting down my guard in connection with another chef on an emotional level?
Be afraid of me, because I'm a monster, say.
Is he rhyming on purpose, or is that just a coincidence?
But before you can discuss syntax any further,
It's a turn-based fight sequence!
what will you do?
I want to punch that fork monster.
You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use?
Cook with love.
Cook with love does 1 damage. It just got real. That attack really upset Spork Monster. Spork Monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage.
I'll defend this time.
You decide to defend. Which defense will you use?
Trepidation.
You continue to stay back and endure whatever comes your way. Seems like a pretty weird strategy, but okay, sure. You go. Sporkmaster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond?
I want to punch it again.
You decide to go on the attack. Which one?
Cook with love again.
Cook with love does 1 damage again. Spork Monster's no quitter. Buffed up, ready to rumble. They go on the attack once again. Spork Monster uses Utilitensor. You take 2 damage from that attack.
Ugh.
If you take much more damage, you ain't gonna survive the battle.
Well, I guess I better defend then.
You defend. Which defense will you use?
Let's do buff up.
No one can control this much buffness. You start to feel bloated and, quite frankly, a little gassy. You better attack soon or you're likely to explode.
Well, I just did attack.
So you go on the attack.
Chow down, I guess.
Now down does 2 damage.
What?
A powerful blow. Spork monsters oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who's gonna have to clean that up.
Not my problem.
Feeling vulnerable, Spork monster prepares for its ultimate attack, Rounded Edge.
Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here.
Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens.
Hot pie power pinch!
Hot Pie Power Pinch does 10 damage. Spork monster is defeated.
You saved me.
An injured Spork monster spews steam into the night.
Kind of cute. Ooh. It's kind of cute. I'm gonna spare this wretched beast.
You managed to tamp down your disgust at the sight of this gnarly little beast long enough to realize that he is still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath.
Be gone, beast. Don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow.
We won't forget this. I said we'll be back, like you said.
The Spork monster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but on closer inspection. But upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borko. Huh.
Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar.
Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep them eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you tucked in tightly.
Good night, my colonel.
In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. A snore. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? You lie in bed and stare at the ceiling, thinking about the secret you discovered while tasting Colonel Sanders' cooking yesterday. You can't believe he really used. And then there was that secret ingredient that Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Oh, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the Spork monster, she launches into a story of her own.
Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but that might be. I think I
like him? Like?
No, it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. Kim. Like him. Got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school?
No, but that does make complete sense.
Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to. And it was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade.
I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders.
You and Colonel Sanders? The coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning? They know.
We definitely connected yesterday.
Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess?
Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real?
Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients?
However, you don't tell her that you know a second ingredient too, which you discovered on your own. Your bestie's eyes light up.
A secret ingredient?
Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here?
Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing.
So, this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering.
Well, this can't be good.
He told me all about his passion for spices. Grit. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own.
I don't think that was... please, Miriam, don't tell me.
So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home!
Oh.
He was so nice. He even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me. It was unlike anything I'd ever tasted.
Miriam? Oh, I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here.
Whatever. Anyhow, we both shared interest in cooking, so we stayed, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices.
Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe. And besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone.
Please, please, please! It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders.
What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie?
Tell me!
No, you're just gonna give the information to a drug lord. I'm gonna make it the fake ingredient.
Oh, good thinking. You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know. How about,
It was, Eye of Newt. I know, sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do?
Eye of Newt? How?
her eyes light up, imagining such a thing, and you figure that you've satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb tapping on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. But before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. Oh, it's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school. You decide that the best way to show Miriam how serious you and Colonel are would be to run to him. Surely he'll sweep you up onto the back of his stallion and you'll ride away together. That'll show her good.
Oh, Colonel, my Colonel.
However, your sudden movement surprised the horse and it rears up, kicking you directly in the face, and the force of the blow completely knocks you out cold.
Ah, shit!
In the darkness, you see a vision.
Ooh. Kyle, I am here to deliver you a message.
Oh, not this guy.
It is important that you remember this, exactly as I say it. If you forget, the world could end, so you know it's serious. I've been trapped in a realm beyond, but a great prophecy relies on my return. Only you can save me. All you need to do is repeat my name 3 times. And that name is...
But before he can continue, you suddenly awake.
Oh, jeez.
You wake to find Colonel Sanders tending to you. He roused you back to life with a satchel of secret spices, or is that just his natural seasoned musk?
Oh, I can't kiss him yet. We barely got to know each other.
Don't you dare do it!
I will compliment the craftsmanship of his horse's shoes.
Maybe he shouldn't be riding a horse to school. Maybe you shouldn't be running up to animals you don't know. It's hard to say who was in the wrong here.
Not me.
But one thing is for sure, that Colonel Sanders is pretty dreamy.
That horse has beautiful shoes. I could really feel how smooth and sturdy they were when they were pressing into my face.
That's nice to hear. No one truly appreciates good craftsmanship anymore.
And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. And when you enter the classroom, you can see your 2 rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way, they're hiding, and you know it must be really bad. Like, counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad. You try and get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder. But he sees you coming.
Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure if you're ready to handle this.
Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey?
Please.
I'm gonna act like I'm not interested, but really try and get a closer look.
And you sit near the rivals, but you leave your back turned to them. Smart choice. You even hear Van Van mutter something that sounds a bit like a magic spell. However, he notices you eavesdropping and you cover. You try and cover your tracks and improvise an excuse.
It's time for class, and you're distracting the rest of us who want to learn.
Now you gonna upset them.
Uh-huh. Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make rules?
I'm not sure you'd know a good meal if it ate you.
Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache.
And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil.
You finally get a look at what it is they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after your encounter with the spoke monster.
That's the same book that I found last night in the quad.
Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back.
I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom and its contents are secret.
You notice that they haven't been just studying the book. They got Pop pinned to the wall and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth.
We are playing.
But thankfully, before you can dig in any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Ugh.
Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts.
You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything.
Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language. Not from even from a stand mixer.
No, your mother was a stand mixer.
Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room.
Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them.
Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know that this is a ruse, right?
Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena, at least. Oh, don't honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on.
Maybe I can help you with your business plan.
Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog.
Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing the car all around town, and my tiny little legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn.
Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. The Sprinkle stops in his tracks and sniffs the air around you. Something has him in a trance. It's the scent left on you from Colonel Sanders. Sprinkles jumps on you and licks your face.
Down, boy, down! Stop it.
That command shouted by Colonel Sanders has snapped Sprinkles out of his trance. I wonder what's up with that.
Ooh, sorry, I got a little carried away.
After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom.
Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken.
You want to pay attention to the lesson, you do.
Which is why in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name on the
But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you.
Well, Kyle?
Naturally, this appears to you to be a simple platter. Which item do you want to sample?
I think it'd be really funny. A dog biscuit.
Because of the shape it's baked in, you assume the dog biscuit is a treat made by Sprinkles. An example of his own culinary talents, perhaps. You reach out for it when Sprinkles jumps up and bites onto your cooking apron.
What kind of monster would steal a dog's favorite biscuit?
Your apron is left in tatters. The entire class looks on in horror as you fall unconscious from the embarrassment.
I never even got to taste it.
You fade into darkness, but something is there. A spork monster?
Borko? What are you doing here?
It's not your time, my friend. Your kindness has not been forgotten.
You watch as your apron magically repairs itself. You won't have to live in embarrassment anymore.
Thank you, my friend, wherever you are.
So which one do you really want to sample?
A shimmering pepper.
A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in a most eye-catching way, so naturally you reach out, grab it, eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe.
My friend. Ooh.
This guy? Again?
I'm here to give you an important message. Ooh. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is...
Sorry, I think I've still got some spice stuck in my throat.
It's fine. I'll work through to fulfill the prophecy. You must...
You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness.
Oh, man.
You come to and find everyone is staring at you.
Suffering sheep dip! That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever!
You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention.
We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you. Won't I? Come on, it's time for lunch.
Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement.
Today's lunch will be prepared.
The timed competitive cook-off.
The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts.
You're on. A bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, and so be it.
I'm not the fool. You're the fool. Fool.
Colonel Sanders?
Good one, Van. I like your gumption, Kyle. I'll be watching your performance.
Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkles steps in. Surely, he'll put a stop to this madness.
Now wait just a minute, students. Please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court.
Finally, a little sense, and you breathe a sigh of relief.
At least not until we turn on the timer.
Just then a huge light blasts you in the face, flashing the words, "Timer ready."
That's what I'm talking about! Oh!
I stand corrected.
The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory.
Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now it's my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself.
You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day one, and you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly.
Oh,
What
fuck.
temperature does wild water boil at?
100 degrees Celsius. I remember that from cooking class.
That's wrong.
Oh, fuck.
What were you thinking, Kyle? Get your head back in the game!
I'm sorry, Sprinkles.
You gonna need to season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs and
Definitely-
spices?
He definitely used 11. I remember that.
That's right. You might not know all of the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Now that you got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. Which one?
Gratitude.
That's
can't
right.
read that.
Your classmate's rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You better pick up that pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you never forget where you came from. Every day, you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place.
A small town where big dreams are born.
Get it, girl. That's right. This is your shot. You ain't gonna miss it. Try to shut out the noise of the arena and that dog and focus on your cooking.
Sound of success. Silence. Silence.
Wrong.
Don't make me get the spray bottle again.
You notice Colonel Sanders at the corner of your eye.
I believe in you, Kyle.
He's actually cheering you on. Which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you're doing. Now, all you can think about is Colonel Sanders.
Oh,
What were you thinking? It was about gravy. Get your mind back in the competition. You're stranded on a desert island with only one dessert cookbook. Which do you take? Oh, what a hunk.
I know, right?
You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on the challenge? You're falling behind!
It will be... Okay.
What does any of that have to do with crafting spectacular fried chicken and delicate baked biscuits? You're really letting us down, Kyle. At the next station over, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. But don't worry, to make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps.
I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in the kitchen battle. Sometimes that means sacrificing a personal touch. You might not have it in hand, but Kyle does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed.
There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way.
When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand into the mixer to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. You ain't fast enough and your hand gets stuck. It's immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Sanders shakes his head in shame.
What you often find is that the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult.
Everyone stop what you're doing right now! This battle is over!
It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish.
Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on.
Oh, that's too bad. And here I am with the completed dish, ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default.
No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two, on account of Kyle's injury.
You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish.
But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared.
Well, because I am the sweetest, I skip straight to dessert. Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find an array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Kyle to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand.
Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing them ingredients hidden within.
Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette, atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry gelée.
Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger in that chocolate sauce.
Well, simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley?
Oh, you.
As he places a sauce-covered finger into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. That a sauce sticks to his mustache.
I'm gonna internalize it. Just embarrass the shit out of myself. I'm not doing it.
Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes that they burst into flames.
Jesus.
Them flames cause them eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash, and they fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your pole performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide for him, but he approaches you directly.
I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out.
I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef.
Failure is a part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. You think I've never failed at anything before?
That's exactly what I think.
Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight, and I lost my innocence when I picked up a firearm and put a bullet in my rifle. He survived, for a while, anyhow.
I didn't know.
People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been.
Sounds like this guy could really use a hug.
I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money could deter me from giving the best I had to give.
As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside of him. A burning passion.
One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of tricking restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds.
Yay!
Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst.
Borko?
It is. I know someone be back and I don't know further death thing. But you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just want to say I was going to attack you and apologize. I know it's like having to always look over your shoulder. Master problems, am I right?
Oh, thanks, Borko. I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode.
Know that you're stronger. Cookies cooking for the person and a lot of stress. I see you together at school. What's the hell's this work monster, you see?
I don't believe it. You were human once?
Yeah, no, I was a golden retriever, but I was still a student. Till one day, some mean kids with a magic spell because of dark enchantment on me. I was forever transformed.
A magic spell book.
Precisely. I procured a copy of myself, but somewhere along the way I lost it. If I such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a baleful chef. I should have relied on such dark and evil magic. Now you shouldn't be protecting the innocent from those who cheat them through sorcery and guile. You need me? Don't fear. I will be there.
Sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Kyle, together I'm sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss.
A personal invite? You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you about to find out. And stepping into Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him.
It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders.
Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef.
Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close.
Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing.
It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps?
Now you got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him or keep it a secret just for you?
Well, he trusted me, so I'm gonna reveal it.
Oh, that's a darling. You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day.
I present to you my original coleslaw.
The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux hideaway.
Magnificent.
Together, you chow down on the creamy slaw, just until just a spoonful remains in the bowl.
Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment.
You can offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy.
Sure, why not?
Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment.
You realize now that would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel.
This is hard. I quite like the chicken, but also the urn is very clear. Okay, chicken it is.
You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it ain't just realistic, it's real.
Taxidermy? Must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive.
Little note clipped on the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." Tap on more. You take a closer look at the large urn sitting on a nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It say, "Here lie the ashes of all my past careers and business failures."
Poor guy.
Grim.
Definitely the problem. I'm gonna go with the baby with the goatee.
An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and the mustache combo he sports, you figure this must be Colonel Sanders himself.
Goo goo
That or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle.
Who frames a baby picture of just themselves?
Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of the company they founded. Am I right? Keep clicking.
Definitely the door. What the hell was that?
Oh, you open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. Take off one from a hanger and try it on. The jacket's a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he has been working on and he wants you to taste it. Try to act all casual till he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. Aww.
I don't usually loan these out, but I must say it does look good on you.
Ah, crap, the jacket. We forgot to take it off.
I'm not telling the truth.
You confess.
I think I've developed feelings for you.
I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams.
Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself.
Colonel?
Yes, Kyle?
I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful.
I think you're right. We should take things slow.
You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. Snore. You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. In him.
It is a simple breakfast I just whipped up.
It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question.
So, did you say that we're the perfect match?
How presumptuous.
My cuisine, your taste buds, that is.
Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery?
I'll flatter him. You know, I think we might make a great team.
A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye, and he gazes out the window.
Excuse me. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail.
Alphas can't cry. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you are on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend's waiting there for you.
Bro, you in so much trouble. Where have you been? because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you.
It's okay. I was just...
And now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of him.
Sure, but...
You will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date.
I think I can believe that.
Since I'd been partnered up with Plank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him, you'd better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me, so he said, yeah, sure, I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control.
Did she just say skydiving? As if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker?
Now, I'm not really sure where we stand.
You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, however. Bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear.
And I went on a date too. Back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him.
And you what?
Nothing happened, but the emotional connection. Wowzers.
If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right.
Amen.
And after a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. And when you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. Tell from a distance that they're picking on Bob, although he himself might not quite grasp that fact, bless his heart. Because, you know, he's Pop.
What's a swirly? It sounds delicious.
Oh, it's great. I'll order you up one right away.
I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles and dog. Is a dog and a treat.
You can get your swirly dipped, too.
Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school.
There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature?
You've got some nerve, Kyle, suggesting I pick some defenseless horse.
Now you're twisting my words and I won't have it.
You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mix accident makes you wince with pain.
Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up.
I'll never give up. Ever.
Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are getting close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on.
Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Kyle, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon.
Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday, I almost broke a nail winning so hard.
Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive.
What's he doing complimenting her?
But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce?
It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received.
That's a lot of words to say it was bland.
Excuse me, Kyle. I'm more than capable enough to speak for myself.
Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel.
I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Kyle.
Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spellbook you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages.
Whoa, that's that book. It looks like bad news.
It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff.
Grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful?
I can think of one surefire way to find out.
You open to a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page.
I could use the spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam.
That is way drastic. Do something else, like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Tie a string around your finger?
Okay, fine. It is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
Wipe away Ashley.
You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out.
I feel like that's not a good excuse. Also,
Do it, girl!
we just started like dating, I guess. I'm not gonna do
It's
it.
a great excuse.
Really?
I'm not casting the Kentucky Fried spell.
You gonna fail class. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class.
About time you listen to me.
Sprinkle's already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement.
I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of.
His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly.
You must be hungry. Oh, fuck.
You reach into your backpack and grab some homework from last semester that you forgot to turn in. Sprinkles immediately goes for it and gobbles that sheet of paper like it's a piece of fresh chicken rawhide.
I apologize for the outburst. I know it seems cliche, but not much in this world satisfies like ungraded work. My, Kyle, what were you studying something with cinnamon?
I've been sitting in on a lecture series around the art of cake baking. How insightful.
This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Kyle, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, when I was...
But before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class.
I told you to save it for after class. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger?
Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises.
But no, you had to show off to your cool kid friends Jeff and Joan. J&J forever! Watch us from a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Yeah, well, this doesn't make it a great date. Oh, and take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care.
Clank begins to shudder. The steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks.
Oh, I killed him. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that clank.
Clank bubs out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not, we don't know where that came from.
In terms of deep fried footwear, I guess it looks okay.
Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school.
Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition, showdown, challenge, exam. Trademark. I'm still working on the title, but yeah, I think you get it. Test time approaches. See y'all at the arena.
But before you can think about that, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk.
Beautiful soul. Hey, Miriam. Are you okay?
Okay? I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that? Everyone!
Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy.
I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City.
Now you want to be partners with me.
Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace that feeling all the way.
You're not gonna saddle up with Colonel Sanders, stallion him right off into the sunset without me.
Of course not. Well, maybe, sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along.
Wow, how sweet.
If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't read.
It don't matter. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks.
I should really review my menu for today and make a very special soup.
And I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it up.
While you were pep talking her, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay, because you had better idea how to spend that time before your exam. You decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off Van Van, the supposed man-man, and his eviler counterpart, Alicia. Sorry. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of recipe you've been working on, Kyle's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders.
Kyle, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam.
Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory.
The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you.
Visualizing, huh? That's not too bad. I was hoping you were here, cooking something delicious.
You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick when the oven timer goes off behind you.
Gaslighting sounds fun, but I'm gonna fess up. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing.
I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards.
That's that'd be an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man.
You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell?
Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all butter crust. My nose is telling me something else.
Oh no, is it burning?
No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC.
Like the band?
But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out.
The moment of truth.
Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day.
There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rule.
There are no rules! That is, except to cook with everything you've got!
You step up to the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual, over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe, registered fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air.
Egg wash.
Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth.
Best friend, Baster Blaster!
Van Van flexes his pecs as he chops down a sea urchin.
Let's get rock and roid.
Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with a lightning speed.
Shallow personality spatula.
Even Clank gets in on it.
My dial press is playing chicken cooking technique.
Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English?
It's the singularity as was foretold.
Mustn't let that happen, or the appliance uprising would take us all.
South District.
What? Van Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out to the back door of the arena. Thank you, Van Van. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You got a book of your own, and you desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic?
I'll learn my lesson. No easy way, I'm doing it the hard way.
Who needs magic when you got passion, I guess?
I'm going to do it the hard way!
Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room.
I believe in you, Kyle.
Miriam notices, too.
Aww. And I've always believed in you, Kyle, since we were little kids because I'm your best friend ever.
You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station, cheering for you.
Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking?
Tiny food. Short cook time. Actually already done, so I thought I'd help you.
Oh, that's sweet, but
Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles.
Secret ingredient.
However, she don't know that you lied and the ingredient was all made up. And where in the world did she get iron nude from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. Them watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes.
It is I, Steve, the Smoke Master.
Steve? Wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you?
We Smoke Masters are nutty. I think Bork got a day off, but you have Country Steve and I hate to battle, so I'll say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff, it's better than TV. You crazy kids, your culinary skills really impress me. Wanna hang out?
I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind?
Steve, the Smoke Master, notices that you got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station.
I see what you up to. Cross some magical items and accidentally some me, huh?
Yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water?
You'd live to. I was want to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in old country.
You can feel Smoke Master winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from or where they've been, but it seems like it was probably lonely there.
Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition.
I understand. Kinda like when that time in my school I fell asleep during scared check the class when I woke up.
You toss a serious stare at Steve and he takes the hint.
Never mind, I tell you later. Good luck.
Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win.
I'm not giving up. What the? So many extra power and deep within myself. Domain expansion. KFC. I can do this. I have whatever it takes. I came here to win.
Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary over 9,000 energy flows through your body.
My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for.
Yes, Kyle, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me.
Oh, the power you've been summoning immediately fades back out.
You interrupted my inspiring monologue.
Sorry.
My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery.
You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power, you can do anything. Except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Kyle, you may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support.
I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches.
He steps up to your station and stands right beside you.
I'm here to help.
All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it.
But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules?
Following the rules has never been my thing. I follow my heart.
What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tendies you ever laid your eyes on.
And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects. that surpass their individual efforts.
Are you suggesting?
If we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union.
Time's up, students!
With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for.
You must now prepare to present your dishes.
A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete.
It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank?
From off screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student.
I'm flying!
It sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there.
Miriam, would you mind?
Yeah. Inside the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hooked by the elastic of his underpants.
Pop! Get down from there right now!
Let me guess. Did Van have something to do with this?
When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse?
I thought a wedgie was a salad!
It seems like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing as how he didn't cook anything.
I can't feel my legs. May I be excused?
Sure, get on out of here. Ugh, you kids and your pranks. I must say it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks? Pranks? Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to?
You wait to hear a signature word, beat, or other onomatopoeia, but they ain't none.
Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, sir. It has been a long semester.
Wow. 3 whole days.
That's long in dog years. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. I'm starving. Miriam, please step forward. Now, describe your dish.
I made tender udon noodles and savory soup.
My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny Naruto Maki I spy floating in this itsy bitsy little bowl?
Yes, chef.
Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name.
Yes, sprinkles. And some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself.
Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl.
Sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electrical toothbrush for dogs. Oh, fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself.
And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a thimble's worth of soup.
A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours.
Miriam be overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug.
Thank you, Kyle, for helping me to believe in myself.
Van, you're up! Now, describe your dish.
I make uni over smooth egg custard and an axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar. It is certain to kill you.
What? Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second, different colored type of urchin?
Yes, Sprinkles.
A bit much, don't you think? Overcompensating much?
That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool?
Sprinkle lean in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around.
Oh, please be gentle with my cuisine. It's to die for.
Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all them needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded.
Ouch! My tongue!
The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting.
I can't eat this! It keeps poking my tongue! Disqualified!
A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat?
Dejected, Van, don't go gentle into the night.
Disqualified? For glamour?
Don't discount simplicity!
This isn't the last you've heard of me.
Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up on a bowl of milk.
I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley. It's time to step up. Now, describe your dish.
I'm in orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rosewater syrup, topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass.
That, actually doesn't sound too bad.
Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece.
Don't eat the food? At a cooking school?
Got toast in your ears or something, Kyle? I told you it's a display piece.
Ashley, I must say, it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school.
Yes, which is why I cooked it, and did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to College of Eating, School for the Hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard, you might disrupt the sugar spike.
If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. That is grade A 100% bull cookies. You are disqualified.
Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up.
You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you.
And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but by this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone.
This isn't the last you've heard of me either.
If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself.
You and Colonel Sanders, the final cook, step up together.
2 chefs?
Began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese.
Has become something else.
He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh. I don't got no good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drumroll plays.
Well, golly. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing and completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly... some other adjective. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, you're gonna pass, and you're gonna pass. Everybody gets a pass.
Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive, even the Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. We were there for that. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school 3 days is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment and get their groove on. Cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech and cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy.
DJ Dog is in the house!
You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting them wrongs they did while they was villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Ah, him again.
No ghosts allowed at graduation! It's clearly written in the school's bylaws!
I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me.
Oh. Amusing.
And now that everyone is together...
It's the smoke monster! He's totally mellowed out.
Everyone, Smoke Monster's no more. Meaning that, but everyone felt with my new name. Party Monster.
Oh, good for you, Steve/Bolko. A student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking about Party Monster. Dejected, go walk off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and you know she gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? Oh, it's Bob! He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see a perched atop his dirty chef's hat.
A crown?
Welcome back, Pop! I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean.
Oh, now I get it.
And we got a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such.
Huh. The music of the dance be interrupted by the sound of a sparking and electrical hissing. Oh, it's Clank! He arrived late to the dance.
Now that I graduated, I can reveal my truth.
Whoa. Wait, he's still talking.
I am Clank. I am not of this earth. I'm actually from a faraway planet in another dimension.
What?
What?
I actually feel like I knew it this whole time.
Now that I've learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me?
No. I don't know what to say. Besides, no. Obviously. I have just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank.
You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard.
I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird.
A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives.
Howdy, classmates.
Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it ain't enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it'd be a full meal.
I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken.
No, it ain't the end. Gotcha. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting on the edge of the dance floor.
Colonel Sanders?
Yes, Kyle.
I couldn't help but wonder. Was our final exam team up purely an act of strategy carried out by two cunning chefs, or was it something else?
I'm afraid I can't answer that question directly. Instead, I'd like to ask you a question of my own. May I have this do-si-do?
Colonel Sanders extends his hand to you, and you feel a surge of energy jump off the tip of his fingers. His hand, the hand of a master chef so dedicated to the craft of fine cookery, so tender yet refined, so milky smooth, fingers like finely battered drumsticks turned in flour, soaked in buttermilk and dusted with exotic spices. But they do not reach for tongs, a knife, or even a spork. Sorry, Steve. Tonight, they reach for you.
And though our feet may tire of dancing, I believe that this is just the beginning of our steps together.
Colonel Sanders,
Will you not only join me on the dance floor, but in the kitchen as my co-chef and partner in both business and in life?
You gasp. Could it be? Is he really saying?
Me and you together?
Ever since I met you, my dream has changed. It's not enough to simply open the world's greatest chain of fried chicken restaurants. No, even then my life would be incomplete without you by my side. So what do you say, partner?
I say, I love you, Colonel Sanders.
The end.